Hello, everyone. Welcome to 2D Board Gamers. My name is Dave,
And I'm Dirk.
and today we're going to take a look at the Brotherhood of Badoon scenario featuring Drang. This
Not
is
Tang, not Kang, Drang.
Drang. Yes, this is the first scenario in the second campaign, Galaxy's Most Wanted. And there's also a modular set that is only for the campaign, although you could use it in other scenarios than we have. But you only add one card per scenario. So we're going to have that at the end, the campaign mode at the very end as the very last card will reveal. Um, and as we go through the 5 videos, because there's 5 villains, of course, you'll get that one unlocked as we go through
Yeah.
each video. Okay.
All right.
So we start with stage 1A, of course, as
So
always.
our state away for terrestrial invasion. So what you're going to need whenever you set this up is you're going to want to grab Drang 1 and Drang 2. If you're playing standard, if you're playing expert, you'll grab Drang 2 and Drang 3. You're going to grab the Brotherhood of Badoon, which is this set. You'll grab Ship's Command, and you'll grab a standard encounter set, and then you'll get one modular encounter set. The suggested one that we're going to go over is the Band of Badoon. Part of setup, you're going to put the Badoon ship environment and the Milano support into play.
Now we have a separate video for different standards. So when it says a standard set, you can do standard 1, standard 2,
Yeah, there's
or one of the Kanehiro ones.
yeah, there's 3 that come with official that come with different versions, and then or you could do the Kanehiro ones. There's some really fun ones too. If you haven't done them, you can always go and actually look on their website, and they have them as print in place.
Okay. Then stage 1B is terrestrial invasion, 8 per player threshold. After resolving step 1 of the villain phase, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability, which we'll show in a second. And as a first player action, you can exhaust the Milano, which we'll show in probably 2 seconds. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. Starts with 2 threat per player, and we add 2 threat per player per turn.
Yeah, so that 8 per player doesn't take long to get to if you're not careful.
All right.
So the Badoon ship environment. So this one is an aerial vehicle. So it has the charge up ability. So it's a special. You'll place 1 barrage counter here. And then if there are 4 more barrage counters here, you're going to deal 2 indirect damage to each player. And you'll remove all the barrage counters from here. So if they build up, once you hit that threshold, then they're going to pop and they reset.
Yeah. So step 1 from the villain phase, we're adding 1, but there are treacheries and stuff that can add more.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's actually entirely possible for it to go off at the beginning of the villain phase.
All right.
From nothing.
Then we got the Milano here. So this is actually a player. You can use this as a first player marker, actually. There's a permanent setup. The first player controls the Milano, and it has the piloting resource. You can exhaust the Milano and generate a wild resource for any player. Now, when you play with the Milano ship command module, there's a bunch of treacheries that get added to the encounter deck that's all about exhausting the Milano to prevent bad things from happening. But if you don't exhaust the Milano, then for those reasons, you could do it to either remove 3 threat from a scheme, like the main scheme, like we saw, or you get to generate for a wild resource, which is nice.
Yes. All right, and then if you complete if the first stage reaches its threshold, we go to stage 2A here, protect the planet. So for this one, whenever it's revealed, you're going to resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. So you'll add 1 and then go through that to deal damage if you
And
need
that
to.
could be the 4th one.
Yes.
And it would trigger. Then we got protect the planet, stage 2B, 8 per player threshold, force response after resolving step 1 the villain phase, resolve the charge up, that's the same. And then the first player action, you can exhaust the Milano to choose to remove 3 threat from this scheme or deal 3 damage to a minion. So now we still have the 3 threat to the scheme, but now we have a new ability for the Milano where you can deal 3 damage to a minion. Comes in with 4 threat per player, and it adds 2 threat per player per turn.
Yeah, and again, and this one, if this one's ever completed, the players are going to lose. So.
Yeah. All right.
All right, so then here we've got Drang. So Drang comes in with 13 hit points per player. He's Badoon is his keyword. He's got 1 scheme to attack, and as a first response, after he schemes, you'll resolve the Badoon ship's charge up ability. So if multiple players are down, he's going to charge up multiple times in the round.
13 hit points per player. All right, stage 2 Drang is 2 scheme, 3 attack. When revealed, if Drang's spear is in play, give Drang a face down boost card. Otherwise, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Drang Spear, reveal it, and shuffle the encounter deck. And as a force response, this part's still the same. After Drang schemes, resolve the Badoon ship's charge up, and he has 14 hit points per player.
All right. So then to his encounter card. So the first one we've got here is
for the upgrade.
Is this the upgrade for that? Okay, so this is the upgrade that he gets. The Drang Spear. So this one, you attach it to him. It gives him +1 attack. He gains Stalwart, so he can't be stunned or confused. And then as a hero action, you can spend 1 mental and 2 strength resources to discard this card.
Okay. Then if you're playing Expert, of course, you would have stage 3 at some point. 3 scheme, 3 attack. He's Badoon. When revealed, you discard the top 4 per player cards from the encounter deck. Each time a minion is discarded this way, put it in play, engage with the player who is engaged with the fewest minions. Force response. After Drang activates, resolve the Badoon ship's charge of ability. So now it's when he attacks and schemes instead of just schemes, and it comes in with 18 hit points per player.
Yeah, and if everybody has the same number of minions, whenever this comes out, it's the active player that gets to choose who gets the next minion.
All right, now we do his encounter set.
All right, so the first one here then, not counting the spear, is the Badoon Engineer. So there's 2 copies of this. It's a Badoon minion with 3 hit points, schemes for 2, attacks for 1. As a force response, after it engages you or activates against you, you'll resolve the charge up ability on the ship. And if as a boost, you resolve the charge up ability on the ship as well.
Okay. Then we got a side scheme, Blockade. Hinder 2, so this is the introduction of the hinder keyword, which is when revealed, you place 2 threat per player. So now they decided that the way the base game had it, it was too long, too many words. So they found a keyword for it. First player action, you can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from the scheme. It has a crisis and it comes in with 2 threat. So it's going to be a minimum of 4 if you're solo. But
yep. All right, then we've got Bombardment. This side scheme comes in with 3 threat per player. And as a force response, after resolving step 1 of the villain phase, you'll resolve the charge up ability a second time. And then first player action, you can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from this scheme.
So if, in a perfect world, the charge up happens every 4 turns, but this would turn that down to every 2 turns.
Yep.
But of course, it's never a perfect world. Then we have Oppressive Armada, hinder 3 per player. First player action, you can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from the scheme. It has a hazard and it has a base of 1.
Okay. All right, and then last one we've got here is Spatial Positioning. So this side scheme comes in with 3 threat per player. First player action, again, you can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from this, and it comes in with an Amplify.
Yeah. So all those side schemes, so they're really giving the Milano a lot to do.
Yes.
And so you can really help the Justice player out, when you have the Milano, if the Justice player can keep track of all the side schemes.
Yeah.
All right. Then the recommended module, or at least the suggested module for the beginning, is Band of Badoon. So more Badoon fun.
Yep. All right. So the first one we've got here is the Badoon Assassin. So we've got 2 copies of this. He's got 1 hit point. He schemes for 1. He attacks for 1. As a force response, after he engages your hero, he attacks you with the +2 attack. So the very first time when he engages with you, he's going to hit you for 3. After that, it's just 1. And if he comes out as a boost, if this activation is an attack, the attack gains overkill, piercing, and ranged.
Okay. Then we got 3 copies of Badoon Grunt. 2 scheme, 2 attack, 2 hit points. Badoon. Force response, after Badoon Grunt engages you, if there's no other minions engaged with you, deal yourself a face down encounter card. And as a boost, put the Badoon Grunt into play, engaged with you.
All right, then we've got the Badoon Lieutenant. He's Badoon with 6 hit points. He schemes for 2, attacks for 2. He has patrol, so in other words, you can't thwart the main scheme while he's engaged with you. And then as a boost action, if he comes out, he'll activate, if the activation is a scheme, the scheme gets 2 boost icons in addition to what it normally would have gotten.
Okay. Then we got the Badoon Sentry. 1 scheme, 1 attack, 5 hit points. We got 2 copies. Retaliate 1. And as a boost, give the villain a tough status card. If the villain already has a tough status card, this card gets +2 boost for this activation.
Yep. All right. Then we've got the Badoon Warlord. This Badoon guy has 4 hit points. He schemes for 1, attacks for 3, and his attacks gain overkill. There's 2 copies of him. And if it as a boost, if it's an attack, it will get 2 additional boost icons for the activation.
Okay, so whenever you're playing with the Milano, you have to shuffle the ship command in. So when we play, so we randomize the encounter sets when we do different villains. So if the Milano shows up as one of the encounter decks, then we add another one. So we don't count the Milano as or the ship command as an encounter set, as the only encounter set for the villain.
Yeah,
because of the power that you get with Milano. Because when you're doing a non-Milano deck,
it's basically just a resource.
It's just a resource because you don't exhaust. You can exhaust the Milano to counter these treacheries.
Yeah, there's only a couple of cards, or
but
5 cards, right?
I don't know. There's 7.
7 cards.
6 cards because Milano counts as 1.
Okay.
All right. So the first one we got here is Blindside. It's a peril, so obviously other players can't help you. When revealed, choose one. You can exhaust the Milano, spend 2 strength resources, or you stun the first player. And of course, you can't discuss it with. So if you're not the first player, and you decide to stun the first player, I guess, or you could exhaust the Milano, but then you're costing, the next player a wild resource, or you could spend the 2 strength, I guess, if you got it.
Yep. The next one we've got here, the Hull Breach. This one also has peril, and you have to choose to either exhaust the Milano, spend 2 mental resources, or deal 3 damage to the first player. So you got to be really careful with this one because you could inadvertently kill the first player if you get this and something else comes up.
Yeah. Then we got Power Siphon, again, peril. Exhaust the Milano, spend 2 energy, or discard 1 card at random from the first player's hand.
Oh, I'm going to exhaust the Milano.
But if it's my treachery.
All right, then we have a Cannonade. So Cannonade comes in, it starts with 1 threat. It's also got Hinder, though, so you'll add an additional 3 threat per player. As a first player action, you can exhaust the Milano to remove 3 threat from the scheme, and it has an Amplify.
Yeah, so this module by itself at least has something for the Milano to thwart. All right, then we got Special Delivery. When revealed, if you're an alter ego, you may exhaust the Milano. If you do not, the villain schemes with +1 scheme. And if you're a hero, you may exhaust the Milano, and if you do not, the villain attacks you with +1 attack.
Yep.
And then Dirk's favorite card in the set.
My favorite card in the set. The Rogue Vessel. So this one is an environment. So in a lot of games, depending on what your setup is, a lot of times this comes out and it's going to stay out for the rest of the game. So you have to deal with it for the rest of the game. But it's an aerial vehicle. It comes out with Surge. But as a forced interrupt, whenever the villain phase ends, deal 1 damage to each player, and there's nothing really you can do to prevent it because it's not an attack. As a first player action, you can exhaust the Milano, spend 2 resources of any type to discard this card. So you do have a way to get rid of it, but that's a lot. I mean, so it can be tough to get rid of this one.
All right, and then during the campaign, this is a card that gets added to the deck. This is part of the Badoon Headhunter set, but only this 1 card is shuffled in. The Badoon Headhunter, 1 scheme, 1 attack, 7 hit points. Badoon Victory 2, Villainous, so he gets an additional boost card. And as a boost, put the Badoon Headhunter into play, engage with you. So Victory is when defeated, they go into the victory display. Now, you see Victory 2, so you would actually get 2 victory points at the end of the scenario. And in this particular campaign, there's a market deck of cards that you can purchase that get added to your deck.
Yeah, a lot of times...
And it'll be 2 victory points per player, by the way.
A lot of time victory is just kind of bragging rights, but in this campaign in particular, they actually do matter.
Okay. Let's pull up Drang for a second. Yeah. So Drang is pretty fun. And I like his versatility because he's got a lot of side schemes and he's got a lot of minions, especially the default, setup. And a lot of people use Drang as like deck testing, like they build a deck and they want to see how it goes because Drang's kind of he does everything. So, he can swarm you with minions or he can swarm you with side schemes. So yeah, he's a pretty versatile villain. So, okay. Well, anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. Please like and subscribe.
And if you want to see more content by us, go ahead and hit that notification bell down there, and you'll get alerts whenever we post new videos. All right, see ya.